It's been a little while. I've graduated from college, which is insane. I started this channel sophomore year of high school. Look at us now. Wow. I've moved away from my hometown. I'm living in my first apartment. It's so fun. It's so tricky to be away from community. I think that's been the hardest part. I just cry some days because I miss everyone so much, but I feel really lucky that I have those people to miss, and I know that I will slowly build a community here. It's felt like a really hopeless time. Of course, for communities of color and Palestinians and Sudanese people, for any global majority, really. I live in LA. ICE raids have been very prevalent. Protests have been very prevalent, which is really beautiful to see. Sometimes it's easy to forget that there are so many people who care and that community care and mutual aid are real and not just, things that we organize and talk about on the internet. It's really been amazing to see people come together and stand up for one another. It's also been disheartening, of course, to see militarized responses and people being ripped away from their families. Something that's been helping me in some small way has been reading. As ever, as seemingly always, I think there's a lot of hope to be found in fiction and storytelling. That's how I felt reading Sunrise on the Reaping earlier this year. That was really, really important for me. It was a reminder that progress is slow and there's lots of pushback and you can't give up. You have to keep trying and you have to believe in people and love people. I've been visiting libraries very frequently, and I have 2 books to show you today, one of which definitely falls into that liberatory category. I'm very excited to keep reading. It's been a great start. The second one, I don't know yet. It's Cassandra, Clare, baby. Who knows? But I did enjoy the first book of this series. So you know what? We'll start with that one. This is The Ragpicker King by Cassandra Clare. It's pretty chunky. I've been definitely in a fantasy sci-fi type of mood. And this one's been fun. There's unrest amongst nobles. There's dissatisfaction with the monarchy. One of our characters belongs to a segregated minority in this world. Her name is Lancaster. Another main character, Cal, is the sword catcher for the prince and the king to be. And essentially a sword catcher, it's what it sounds like. If a sword is thrown in front of the prince, you're supposed to catch it. He sacrifices himself in any way necessary for Connor. Connor is the crown prince and the House of Aurelian. I believe that's the correct pronunciation, which is the family that Connor is from. As I mentioned, I'm not super far, okay? We've got some time to go. I did think it was really funny that George R.R. Martin said that the first installment of this series, The Sword Catcher, was exactly what he looks for in fiction. I was like, that's such good for Cassie, because I remember Cassie from the incestuous siblings, of course, and then I started laughing because I was like, oh, George likes those too. There have been no incestuous siblings yet. Let's keep it that way. And I'm also enjoying the linguistics in this book. There have been advents of languages, I think by professional co-contributors, which is really neat to see. I love a language. The second book that I'm a little further along in, also a library book. This has been recommended to me by my friend Rezi for years. I'm finally getting around to it. Chain Gang All-Stars. I'm not far enough to tell you the direction that this book is going to take, but I know that it falls into the revolutionary streak we discussed prior, and I'm very excited about that. Loretta Thurwar and Hamara Hurricane Stacker are the stars of the Chain Gang All-Stars, the cornerstone of CAPE, or criminal action penal entertainment, a highly popular, highly controversial, profit-raising program in America's increasingly dominant private prison industry. Sounds familiar. It's the return of the gladiators, and prisoners are competing for the ultimate prize, their freedom. In CAPE, prisoners travel as links in chain gangs, competing in death matches before packed arenas with righteous protesters at the gates. Thurwar and Stax Both teammates and lovers are the fan favorites. And if all goes well, Thurwar will be free in just a few matches, a fact she carries as heavily as her lethal hammer. As she prepares to leave her fellow Lynx, Thurwar considers how she might help preserve their humanity in defiance of these so-called games. But Cape's corporate owners will stop at nothing to protect their status quo, and the obstacles they lay in Thurwar's path have devastating consequences. Moving from the Lynx in the field to the protesters, to the Cape employees and beyond, Chain Gang All-Stars is a kaleidoscopic, excoriating look at the American prison system's unholy alliance of systemic racism, unchecked capitalism, and mass incarceration, and a clear-eyed reckoning with what freedom in this country really means from a new and necessary American voice. That last title is from Tommy Orange. We love Tommy Orange. The characters are really compelling. Of course, the setting is just barbaric. It's very reminiscent of the Hunger Games, but with added commentary and specifically looking at the inside of a nation and how it grapples with intersectional oppression. Those are the two books I'm reading right now in their physical format. I'm also listening to a book. I want to say it's called Drama and Dragons? Let me tell you. I was really close. I was Dungeons and Drama. It's definitely YA. It's okay. I'm not super loving it. May DNF it. That's a new thing for me recently. I used to not DNF books as a pride point, but why? But we'll see. I like the premise. I love Dungeons and Dragons. This past year and a half has been a very Dimension 20 heavy era of my life. Brennan Lee Mulligan has made an entrance, and I just love it. Sorry, Found Family, Intrepid Heroes, big fan. Those are my bookish updates for you. I'm gonna go turn the air conditioning back on my portable air conditioning unit. Brand new, landlord special. I'm very excited about it, but it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing okay, all things considered, and I hope to be back soon. I'm graduated. I'm looking for a job, baby, so I'm excited to take time to read and make content and watch movies and go on long walks. See you next time.